My name is Philipp Laubach. I'm a director of photography.
And action!
I started being interested in film, I think, well, since I was a kid. You know, I always loved playing with Super 8 and kind of had one of the first home video cameras in the 80s. And I remember also reading a book, Alfred Hitchcock interviewed by François Truffaut, and that was really a revelation for me to discover that cinema doesn't just happen, you know, it's all carefully designed and storyboarded, and there's a language to it, and there's a reason for a certain lens and a certain light and color, and the whole grammar of cinematography. It was really exciting. So I thought this is what I want to do, and decided to go to film school and study filmmaking.
I gotta see her. I gotta make things right.
Frank,
I want out, Brody.
A director I've worked with on many short films finally developed several feature films, and one of them got picked up, and it was a long process, as it always is, to get the finance and the cast and the approval and the UK Film Council and everything together. And this was his first film, a prison escape thriller, which I love as a genre, really exciting locations. It's called The Escapist, and a lot of it is set in sort of underground tunnels and escape routes, and had a terrific cast as well.
Police, quick, I need the police.
I did another thriller, again, thrillers, I don't know why I seem to get a lot of that work. It's sometimes the way it goes. People see something you've done before and they like that and use that as a reference. This was a kidnap thriller called The Disappearance of Alice Creed. Again, a first-time director, and very cleverly constructed as a low-budget exercise, almost very minimalist and contained, but definitely posed some interesting challenges creatively to translate something so contained, you know, onto the cinema screen.
so either you're with us, you're against us.
I don't know if there's a sort of foolproof recipe of how to get into the industry. There are so many different ways. Some are less orthodox than others. I personally went to film school. I think that was great, largely because you meet a lot of like-minded people and you make contacts. The other way to get started is to just be a runner or start on hanging out on film sets, you know, making tea. And I think equally that is very valuable to just see how it's done. That, I think, is sort of the best training, really, if you can combine both. If you meet the people and you go to film school, but you also shoot as much as you can, you know, shoot your own tests and short films, and which you would do in film school anyway. But I think that is really what it's about, is to experiment and find your own style and your own taste.
Family's important. About the only important thing.
Obviously, if people don't pay for a cinema ticket, then there isn't really an industry, you know. For me, it's a passion. I love what I do. I'm very happy that I even get paid for this. But it sometimes feels a bit like a hobby, because you're asked to do these crazy hours and these things, and you're not really getting paid very much sometimes. People, especially the crew and all the guys you need on a film set, need to get paid, and obviously it needs to turn around. So if people stop paying for movies or cinema tickets, we couldn't make, you know, we could maybe do even smaller micro-budget films, but it would have a knock-on effect on the quality and on, you know, the employment, basically.
Cut there? Okay, good.